Greetings. My name is John Savers. I'm the candidate pro tempore of the People's Party, the emerging party which seeks and will, we intend to take control of the United States government in 2012. And at this point in time, I am enunciating certain policy positions in rough draft, which we think would be policies of the party. Now, one of the policies would be involving foreign products. No foreign product could be sold in the United States of America directly. That is, there would not be franchises that citizens could purchase, or dealerships or anything of that sort. The nation would put together, would build certain malls in areas let's say one in California, one in Florida, one in New York or New Jersey, and one in Chicago or Michigan or something of the sort, one in Louisiana or Texas. But at any rate, the purpose would be to allow foreign products to be displayed for possible purchase by the citizens. But these particular products would be adjusted in their price so that the labor differential between what is paid to our citizens in that particular field of endeavor and the country which has produced the product, what they pay their laborers, and the adjustment made so that there would be a tariff on all these products. And if an American citizen deemed the product superior to a local product and is willing to pay the additional tariff to have the product, that would be acceptable. It would be a transaction which would be between the citizen and a national agency that operated these malls. Now, we don't believe that this would be a big market, but we do see the countries, the companies of the foreign countries that produce the products that are sold, we see them being paid in commodities or in drawing rights on commodities which are stated by the United States. And it would be also possible to exchange product equivalent products such as a car for car, and these would be the means by which the foreign company would be paid. There may not be too many who are interested in such an arrangement, but it would be something that would be considered and would be available, I believe. We think, however, that a renaissance in U.S. Product production will occur under the People's Party, and that there'll be just wonderful new products produced in the way of automobiles and televisions and computers and all other products. So we're not too concerned that we lose the foreign product. It may be also possible that there be an agent, a kind of a technical agency within the nation that obtains foreign products and studies them and publishes educational material which might enlighten or be of interest to American producers of similar products. We do believe that some sort of accommodation would have to be made to intellectual rights, and that again would probably have to be done by means of commodity payments to the country in which the holder of the right exists, who can translate the commodity into their own currency to pay the person. So we do kind of see these things as developing. We think that there will be no more need for the Internal Revenue Service to seek income taxes. We would abolish income taxes. And the Internal Revenue Service would possibly be renamed to reflect a newer orientation. In terms of taxes, it would be primarily concerned with excise taxes that might be issued. There is, with the national banking and so forth, an ease by which payments of excise taxes could be done, so that it may well be that the Internal Revenue Service evolves away from taxes entirely, or they would have some sort of connection in regard to excises. However, we do see a whole new field for the IRS reoriented in the area of the internet and the proposal of the People's Party to quarantine the country from the internet and to establish in its place a national network which is separate completely from the internet and which is a privilege which requires registration. That is, that anyone who wanted to use the national network would have to register and be given an ID to be employed in all cases in which they use the national network. No one could enter the network without it. And in this way, anyone who hacked into someone else's computer or into a company or anything of this sort could be identified by the Internal Revenue Service or whatever agency would be doing this. I think that they would probably be the one, the evolved Internal Revenue Service. But at any rate, they would zero in on this particular invader with pretty much the same attitude as the police might toward a pederast or rapist, someone who is entirely villainous and evil, and once they are discovered, they would be punished rather severely. I would say on the first occasion 5 years, second occasion 10 years, and on a third occasion exile. I don't think, having myself suffered and still suffering from people who have hacked into my computer and control it, and these same people do this to others, I have no tolerance whatsoever for it. I don't think the nation should. I don't think the citizenry should be tolerant of this. And I think that an ID, a personal ID, would be the way to go. And it would be necessary to protect the people from the outside hackers. And the only way to do this is to quarantine the nation from the external internet and just have a national network And assuming that the citizen is not into pornography or something that they are too embarrassed to have connected to them by their ID journey there too, I think it would work fine. There may be also an agency of the nation which is separate from all the other groups and which is also quarantined, which would have access to the internet to sort of observe. There may be things to be learned. And anything downloaded from the internet would have to be downloaded into a special code, say downloaded whether to a DVD or however, into a format with a special code which could not be read by the national network, and to keep the country safe as much as possible. There's no reason in the world for there to be an internet in which other nations can create viruses to attack this nation, as the Israelis apparently did to attack the nuclear facilities of Iran with Stuxnet. It is foolish to make ourselves vulnerable. Those who are for that sort of thing are not for the nation's good, but are for the creation, I believe, of a global government which would need to have lesser and more obedient provinces, of which the USA would be one. I don't have that vision, and the People's Party is meant to protect the country from such visionaries who would probably be on the road to exile in the near future. In conjunction with this, the People's Party would propose the abolition of any secret society. No one could belong to a secret society, and belonging to a secret society warrants exile. These, I think, are good and useful ideas for the People's Party and for the nation, and they surely would be implemented.